Growth is the most important thing in the business. Earnings growth and revenue growth. But growth alone is not enough. Um, the real question is, what return is that growth generating, right? A lot of retailers just want to go growth, growth, growth. If you're an investor, just seeing revenue growth or earnings growth is not enough, because some companies expand recklessly and some expand expensively, right? Now, what is most important next to growth? We need return on capital. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the summary of investing. You need to understand this one. How efficient a company generate profit from all capital invested, both debt and equity, right? We need to see how efficient is this company generating profit. Return on capital is equals to no power versus debt plus equity, which is equals to net profit, right, after tax, divided by invested capital, all right, divided by invested capital. Measure operating efficiency. For every R1 invested into this business, how much profit is it generating, right? For every R1 investing in this business, how much profit is it generating? This is a real game in investing. Not just profits, but quality of profit that the business is producing. As we have high net asset value, business tend to compound their net. If we've got a high return on capital, business tend to compound their net asset value in the long run, right? And in the long run, the value of the business is equals to return on capital times growth times time, right? This is very important to understand, that the business, as it grows, it must compound on the net asset value, and that can only happen if we've got a high return on capital. We have example of Truworths versus Woolworths, right? Truworths, and Woolworths, they grow at the same rate, right? They grow the same rate, but one of the company has got high return on capital, which is true. It makes sense why they pay more dividends than other companies, and their return is much better, because in Woolworths, expansion is expensive. There's growth, but it's expensive. They have to reinvest into having new shops, into new leases, and all this other thing that comes with, right? So we need to understand that it's even better if the business has high return on capital and it does not pay dividends, because paying dividends sometimes can be very costly in terms of tax. So I want you to understand this term very carefully, because we're going to be using it more often. Return on capital. Thank you.